Speaking of defense, right? How about Arizona so far? It's not quite been Desert Swarm, but this matchup here we're talking about, Arizona and Iowa State, Arizona looks good defensively.
Well, Arizona's only given up 2 touchdowns to this point in the season, and understand, Weber State and Hawaii to start the season, not nearly as challenging as Kansas State, but still, only allowing 2 touchdowns to this point in the season through 3 weeks is extremely impressive. This is also their first road game of the year, though, so now we'll find out. Arizona, it's been a bright spot in this league, and a team that I think was a little bit under the radar coming into the season. Now you're going to a place in Iowa State that it's a challenging place to play. Iowa State obviously plays well at home. Rocco Becht, veteran quarterback that's been there for a long time. What I'm looking for is, can Iowa State get consistent pressure on Noah Fifita, who to this point in the season has done a great job mitigating pressure and making plays happen off script. And then for Arizona, can they be patient and run the football consistently? Iowa State, remember, they run that 3-3-5 defense. The back end with that safety in the middle of the field sometimes is challenging for quarterbacks throwing the football. I think Arizona has to run the football well if they want to come away with a win in Ames.
Had a chance to talk to Anthony Becht, obviously father of Rocco Becht, this week, and he talked about Rocco and his voice, right? He listened for so long, having grown up in that system. Now they listen when he talks. Taylor Mauser, offensive coordinator, particularly. As a quarterback who came up in a system and flourished at Rice, right? Taking your school to 2 straight bowl games. How important is that to sort of evolve in a certain system under a certain group of coaches?
Yeah, well, Rocco Becht is a guy that, like you mentioned, he's been around for a long time in this program and went from being a freshman that sort of tried to lead by example to now he's the guy, and he is the one that everybody else in that locker room is looking to week in and week out. And I think for Iowa State this year, we've talked a lot about how important that tight end room is. And I think you're seeing that on a week-to-week basis for Rocco Becht. His leadership is on display each and every week, but I think his play and his consistency and leaning on that tight end room as an offense, I think that's been what has impressed me most, because, again, they're not as dynamic on the outside at receiver as they were a year ago, and it really feels like they haven't missed much of a beat on the offensive side, and I think that speaks to having a veteran in Rocco Becht at the quarterback position.